Hello, this is the Epic Quinn, and welcome to a series called Worst Games. It's called Worst Games, and we're gonna be talking about some bad games. This is the first episode, so yeah, let me know what you think about it. Okay, thanks, bye. Today we're gonna be talking about Remaining in a Dream, and as I have a feeling all the games on this series will be, is pretty special, and you'll see what I mean by that in a sec. The game starts on an average looking, I don't know, title screen, nothing too good, too bad about this, but that all changes when you get into the game. I actually began the game pretty confused because I didn't know if my audio wasn't working or what was happening with my audio, because the thing is no audio was coming from the game. But as I later found out, the game just literally wasn't playing any audio, no soundtracks, no sound effects, no nothing until later in the game, which doesn't make any sense and is kind of weird, but yeah. At the beginning of my adventure, I spawned inside of some kind of weird white house or something, I don't know. But I went to the bottom floor of the house and I got a key, and I made my way outside unaware of what I was about to face. I stepped outside and the first thing I noticed is how bright this game is. It is actually so ridiculously bright. It came to the time later on in the game where I actually had to stop playing it because my eyes were actually hurting me. This part isn't as bright as some other parts, but there are some parts of the game where it is just painful to play and to look at because everything just hurts. I found some fireball thing and I couldn't figure out what I would do with it. I don't even know. I found like a note that said some code, and then it said, look if there is around some rips. I don't know what that means, but alright. I entered in the code for the one door thing, and I went down some hallway that for some reason existed just right in the middle of the place that I lived. I don't know, but I went through it, and I went out on the other side only to find another house or something. I'm not even really sure. There was another floating circle thing that I stepped in, but I don't know what that did either. I opened up a chest and I got a gun from it, which I guess is kind of cool, but no. I changed my mind. No, it's not kind of cool. I then found this door where it said, the door is locked. Find a key to unlock door. But the thing was, no matter what I did, I could not find the key. I even went all the way back to spawn to try to figure out if there was a key that I missed in the beginning house or two, and I could not find it. I thought it would be the one that I picked up at the beginning, but for some reason it didn't count that, and no matter what, would not let me open this door. Eventually what I did is I literally just found a way to glitch over the door, so that's what I did. You know your game is great when you can just glitch into next sections of the game. Also, I think I found some proof that this game might have been developed by some 5th grader, because if you hear the sound you get damaged, it sounds like it was recorded by someone because it's not the best audio quality, and it sounds like a 5th grader breathing heavily into a mic if you let me play it for you. This sounds like 5th grader, doesn't it? Come on. I went through this magical portal thing and went to some weird world of trees and flowers or something. They were these weird monster flower things that screamed a lot whenever you got close to them and ran around. I'm not really sure. After I hit them a few times, they just kind of died. And that's kind of a case for most of the things in this game. I'm going to be saying I'm not really sure a lot. 1, because I don't have a script, and 2, because I don't even know what this game is, what it's doing, who made it. But it is special. This is a special game. Just so weird and confusing and stupid. Just why? Why would you make this? I then went to the next section of the game. This section sucks because there's lava and stuff, and the thing this game doesn't tell you is that it's physically impossible to make these jumps unless you sprint, because when you sprint you jump higher. But the thing is, the game never tells you what button is to sprint, or if it's even possible to sprint at all. So I went through this assuming that I couldn't sprint, and I thought it was impossible to get past this. But then what happened is, after I died a few times, the game took me back to the title screen and made me start over. A game that I had to pay for made it so you have 3 lives, and once they're gone, you have to start over because I fell in the lava too many times. You have to start over on this game if you die too many times. I have to go through all of that again. This time I was able to get over the lava because I figured out how to sprint, and then I came to the choice of 2 different bridges, and I decided which one I wanted to cross. Of course, the one that I chose just led to a locked door, and it always says this door is locked, find a key to unlock door, or something like that, and that's because that's really this entire game. You find a door, you shoot some monsters, you find the key, you open the door, repeat. That's literally this entire game. There is nothing more. There is nothing more. So I walked back across the bridge that for some reason made metal sounds whenever you were walking over it, and on the way, I got a little singed by the lava. And what happened is I was at low health, and whenever you're low health, the worst, like, super loud, freaking heart-beating sound comes and like shouts in your ear, "Oh my god, you're low health," and things you can do nothing to stop this from happening. So I was just walking around with the most annoying sound in the world playing constantly as I was doing all of this too. Not only that, but it made your vision red, so it was even more annoying and harder to spot things. That's when I came across like these weird rat things that liked laughing a lot, but they just kind of walk around like all the other enemies in this game. None of the enemies in this game actually really do anything. They just kind of walk around and maybe chase you sometimes, but they run at like 1 mile per year, so they can't really do anything. You just kind of walk into helpless creatures' houses and villages and kill all of them. So I found the key and I walked into the door and I was exited out into a larger open world, which was actually kind of cool. I thought there might be like multiple objectives that I could go and kind of choose which one I wanted, you know, I'll go find multiple paths, open a couple of doors, see what happens. But as it turned out, none of that happened. I just kind of ran around shooting things and I couldn't find a single open door or open area at all. I was literally just trapped in this one place with a building that I couldn't even get into. So I was literally just trapped in this one big like circle, and there was physically nothing I could do. No doors to open, no keys to unlock the doors. So what I did is I just kind of glitched myself over a wall, and I walked around and got my way through the area that I glitched myself into perfectly fine. And the game didn't miss a beat. I found all the doors, all the keys and stuff, which tells me if I wasn't missing anything, then that means you were supposed to jump over that wall to continue the game. You were supposed to jump over a super tall wall that looked like everything else, and the only way that you could have ever known that you could jump over that is if you literally tried to jump over every single wall in the game and knew that you could glitch it out because it was so bad. This game, you literally had to break it to continue, and that's the second time too, including the first time. You have to break this game twice to be able to physically continue. And this brought me to the next section, which was definitely the worst section of all. It was a maze, but not just any maze, one that had multiple exits, multiple entrances, and was huge. There was no way you could glitch around it. Of course, this is the one part of the game that they made it so you couldn't glitch around. You had to find your way to a door. And the thing is, this wouldn't be so bad if every single texture in this maze was so freaking bright I couldn't play it for more than 5 minutes without my eyes literally burning into freaking ashes. On top of that, every single texture for the wall was the same, so if you turn around too fast, you couldn't figure out where you were, because everything is literally exactly the same. This game it was about half an hour long, the way that I beat it, and this maze took me about 10 minutes of that. That's the entire third of the game of me just wandering around a maze, having no idea what to do. Eventually, I made my way out, and found my way to some castle, where I found probably one of the most horrifying things in the game. Oh my god, what is that? It's so creepy looking, and it makes those disgusting noises, and it looks so weird as it's moving towards you. It's just, everything about that is just terrifying. And again, to support my theory that there's some 5-year-old made this, or not 5-year-old, 5th grader or something, the monster does a custom scream that sounds like a 5th grader grunting. I then went to the castle where I was greeted by this jump scare. From there, I walked across a bridge, walked into a village of monsters, monsters that, keep in mind, were minding their own business and doing absolutely nothing. I went in there, killed every single one of them, grabbed a key, and went through a portal. And what did I find? 50 more portals. And I couldn't go through a single one of them because the game froze and said, "To be continued." I sincerely hope this game is never continued, and in fact that it was never made in the first place, because it is definitely one of the worst gaming experiences I have ever had in my life. From here, I exit the game, and I will never, ever play it again. Also, something super annoying about this game is that when you reload your gun, it doesn't give your magazine a set amount of ammo, and it doesn't give you a set amount of ammo when you're reloading. What it instead does is take all of the ammo that you have and put it directly into your gun, so there is absolutely no point of reloading, no point of having ammo anyway, especially because it gives you so many much ammos all the time. There's literally no point to having ammo. There is no point to this entire game existing. Why did you make this, developer? Why did you